Today's video, we're going to be firing up our Grilla Grills Silverbac up to 375 degrees, and we're going to be making a blueberry cobbler in a cast iron skillet. Let's get started. When you're making a blueberry cobbler in a cast iron skillet, you get yourself a cast iron skillet, and you got to get some unsalted butter, and we're going to grease up that pan just to make it nice and slick. Make sure you get the sides. And once we do that, we're going to take this cast iron. I'm going to leave the rest of this in here. We're going to take this cast iron and we're going to swing right over here to our grill. We're going to preheat the cast iron just like that. Let that butter melt at the bottom to give it a nice base so that it's not going to stick. The next step in this recipe is we have to mix all of our dry ingredients in this bowl right here. And we start out by getting 1 cup of all-purpose flour right there. We don't want to pack it in. That's not the proper way to do it. So we got 1 cup. We're going to get a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar here, right about there. We have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. There it is, right there. And then we have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Take a whisk and just whisk away. Make sure it all gets combined. Now we're going to incorporate our wet ingredients, which is a 1/4 cup of melted unsalted butter right there. And if you're wondering, I had to look it up, but that's about 4 tablespoons worth. Then we're going to take a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. You can also use milk. This is just going to make it a little bit creamier. The texture is going to come out nice like that. Take your whisk and mix until you have a smooth batter. You don't want any chunks in it. You can see that we have this nice creamy and smooth texture in the bowl here. And word of advice, don't use a whisk to mix this up. Don't be dumb like me. Next, you're gonna take your Cosmo Q trusty heat glove, which you can get these on Cosmo Q's website, and use the code GRILLMARK for 10% off your entire order. Now follow me over here. That butter should be melted by now, which it is. Nice greased bottom. That was my nickname in high school. And we want to get this batter into the pan. So you want to make sure that you spread out everything into the pan evenly, because we want this to cook nice and evenly. And now we're going to take our fresh blueberries here and we're going to just pour them over the top. There is no wrong way to do this. Make sure you wash your blueberries beforehand. That's going to be a lot of blueberries, so we're going to spread these out a little. These are organic from Publix. This next step is the secret to my blueberry cobbler, but it's not really a secret. We're going to take cinnamon sugar. This is about a 1/4 cup here, and we're going to drizzle this over the top to give it a nice flavor. We want to do just about that. Get it all covered. So you can use less or more depending on the size of your pan here. Now we're going to put it back into the Silverbac here. Look at that smoke rolling. Put it right in the middle. And we're going to let it sit for 40 to 45 minutes until it's golden brown on top and it's bubbling right around the blueberries. I'll see you back there. It's been around 40 minutes. Let's take a look at it. Open it up. Now, it may look a little burnt, but that's the cinnamon sugar that we put on there. So we're going to let it sit for about 10 minutes, cool off a little bit, and we're going to dive right in. Here is our final product. Now, like I said, it may look a little brown and burnt right here, but that's just the cinnamon sugar. When we pulled it out, the blueberries were bubbling. This thing is perfect and ready to go. You know we gotta try it. There's the bite. Looks like it cooked really nicely inside, got browned on the outside. A lot of flavor, a couple blueberries in here. Cheers. been following my channel a while, you know that I suck at baking. This is fantastic. All right, I'm going for a second bite. Look at that. You got the blueberry right there. See it? Come on. The cinnamon sugar is a perfect topping for this. You could use brown sugar or just granulated sugar, whatever you want, but I'm telling you, add a little cinnamon, it's a nice flair. Going for round 2. Come on. It's sweet, it's crispy, it's fluffy, it's cooked in a cast iron pan, it's got a little bit of a smoky taste to it. This is perfect, just like me. I'm gonna go dive into the rest of this. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below, set that bell for notifications every time I put out a new video, which every week I set out a new recipe or review video, and during the week I put out some really funny and silly shorts for you to enjoy. And make sure that you order my recipe book right here, The Grillionaire's Guide to Blazing Bites. This is my first printed cookbook, and it's excellent. Until next time, make sure you keep those grills fired up so the flavor doesn't go down. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.